guys, and welcome to today's video in which we are going to be discussing one of the most viral fragrances of our time, Guidance by Amouage. And if you're a fan of it, but not so much of its price, and you're looking for some similar fragrances, this is the right video for you, because in it I'll be breaking down for you those perfumes that are getting compared to Guidance, sharing with you where are the actual similarities and the differences between them. So keep on watching to find out more. Check out the description box for all the helpful information. Please give this video a huge thumbs up if you find it helpful, as well as don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And once you're done with that, we can get started. So first things first, let's discuss the actual original perfume, Guidance by Amouage, and what's so special about it, why people go crazy about it, and why it inspired so many brands to dupe it. In this video, not only I will be sharing with you my review on this fragrance, but also giving you some not just dupes but also alternatives, fragrances that are similar, not necessarily if you're looking for one-to-one, although we'll get into those too, but just something in that style. But first things first, let's talk about Guidance that I fell in love with at first sniff. To be honest with you, in my opinion, it is worth the hype. This is such a special fragrance, and I find its phenomenon is that it is a very complex composition. There is a lot going on. So on top there is pear, hazelnut and olibanum. So it starts off kind of fruity with this nutty texture, and olibanum is this kind of mysterious balsamic note that brings in a mystery touch. Now then we are diving into the floral heart. There is osmanthus, which I find is one of the main notes in this composition, together with the rose, jasmine and a little bit of saffron that I'm typically not the biggest fan of, but in here it is kept really subtle. Now when we merge into the base, you will get a lot of sandalwood. This is another potent note in here, with vanilla, with ambergris. So overall, we could describe this fragrance as powdery, slightly sweet, but in a very sophisticated way. It's not a gourmand fragrance, with a little bit of blurred fruitiness coming from the note of pear, great texture, and this nice muted floralcy. And as you can tell, this is a very multifaceted scent profile, and since the perfumer behind this composition is Quentin Bish, I can tell you that the quality is there. Also because it is Amouage, not your typical Middle Eastern brand, because they stand for high quality using raw materials. I feel like their perfumes are speaking for themselves. Let me know if you're a fan of this brand. It is actually very pricey, but with Quentin, with such amazing notes breakdown, that it is actually not a typical feminine perfume. It is even a little bit more unisex, because on the woody side I find that they've done something special with this fragrance that I've been saving for a long time, because I just wanted the original one in my collection. I find the performance is unbeatable, super strong fragrance with great projection, and it lasts on my clothing for days. So I wanted it not only for this video but also to wear on special occasions. To be honest with you, this is not my go-to everyday type of a fragrance, although you could make it such, but for me it's more like glam grown-up type of a situation. And with that being said, I do have some similar fragrances to it that I want to share with you, just in case you're a fan of this fragrance, but you know, not so much of its price. And the first one we're going to talk about is actually even more expensive, but I still wanted to give you my opinion on the flanker of Guidance, the 46 version, also by Amouage. And the thing is, I compare them side by side, and to be honest with you, at first there is a similarity, I would say, in balance. So if Guidance happened to be a little bit too much for you, too sharp, too strong, maybe with bitter aftertaste, and you would like a smoother version, that's what 46 is about. It is richer, deeper, but at the same time rounder, smoother, not necessarily as sharp. There are more notes with bitter almond, with ambrette, with cypre oil, with some more woods and pink pepper. It's not necessarily a different scent profile. They are basically the same, especially in the dry down. Maybe if you have that one, let us know if you can actually sense more differences, but I would say it's just not necessarily as strong. I wouldn't call Guidance offensive. For me, this is a very alluring fragrance, but if it is a little bit too strong for you and you would like something a little bit yeah, just softer, but also with this decent performance, that would be this even more expensive, sort of intense version of that fragrance. And with that being said, now let's talk about more affordable alternatives, and the closest dupe dupe that I could find is actually from this Middle Eastern brand Paris Corner, and even by looking at these bottles, they are giving you the same vibe, right? So here I have Bain Al Asrar, so sorry for my mispronunciation, of this beautiful perfume that is very similar to Guidance right away, because on top you'll also get this nutty pad that is almost jammy. Really like that feeling, not necessarily super sweet, but I can smell the pear more out of this composition, and it is with this olibanum aftertaste in there. Then of course it evolves as a floral perfume with this powderiness of sandalwood and vanilla. There is a lot of osmanthus, you can smell it here, and overall after a few hours they are basically super duper close. This perfume performs well, though not as strong and powerful as the original Guidance, but I would say for the price, for the beautiful presentation and the actual similarity, this is a safe bet. I blind bought this perfume and I'm not disappointed with it, so that is one of the closest dupes. Another good one is by One Perfumes, and this is an Italian brand that basically dupes designer and niche fragrances, and they have their take on Guidance, and I would recommend this fragrance if you are looking for something to add a little bit of a Guidance moment to some other fragrance, because it is really lovely for layering. It is their 0547, and I will leave a link to their website so you can check it out. And we are moving on to probably one of the most affordable versions of a Guidance fragrance, although a little bit different from Zara. You might remember my review of their Amber collection, which was just awesome, and I really like this take on Guidance because it is a little bit different, although I immediately thought of Guidance, but it's without anything too nutty, too woody. It's just like Guidance with more focus on the fruity part, because in here you'll get way more pear than in any other of the fragrances I'll be mentioning today. Added the note of peach. It is just so textural, soft, ripe, delicious. There is a osmanthus in here without rose, jasmine, so this is basically an Asian note with an apricot and leathery facets. Olibanum and saffron in the base, so overall Guidance texture, but way more wearable and suitable for the everyday basis, especially being such an affordable fragrance. If it is not discontinued, if they brought it back, then make sure to give it a try, because it is one of the most complimented perfumes and it lasts for a good period of time without being as beast mode as Guidance. I can still smell its great sillage and it makes me feel really good. So this is just like a no-brainer for the everyday basis, and if you like more florals in your perfume and you're a fan of that part in Guidance and you would like something with a focus on flowers, then I would recommend you this next fragrance that is actually pretty pricey and controversial. I was disappointed with BDK's Impadilla myself, and I know that that's the case for a lot of people, so let me know how you feel about this release from a brand that is actually known for being a trendsetter, but with this they were clearly inspired not only by Guidance but also another super popular fragrance, Delina, and it's something in between these two fragrances, so you'll get a little bit of juiciness in there, but mostly this is a rose-based fragrance, and this is a beautiful rose, really well done. And in the dry down there is this woody vanilla that reminds me of Guidance, and because of the rose it's similar to Delina. It's its own thing, but the similarity between these fragrances is undeniable, and it is still very expensive. Nice that they twisted some of the most duped and popular, well-loved fragrances out there, but for this price I expected a little bit more from BDK that you can get with my discount of So Avant-Garde website, so check out the description box for that, and let me know in the comments how you feel about this fragrance that is actually really strong. The performance is amazing and it feels really luxurious. It feels super good. I like to wear it for myself if I'm going out. It boosts my confidence, and this is a beautiful fragrance. So if you have Guidance and Delina, I don't think you need it, but if those are two of your favorite fragrances, this might worth your attention. Now next is another rosy perfume, but this time from Lancome. It's flanker of the Dupes perfume called Power, and I need to be honest with you, it is all about this cool rose, and there is sandalwood that reminds me of Guidance. So basically if originally Dupes had a baby with Guidance, that would be it, and I like to wear to work just because it is really elegant, beautiful, casual type of fragrance that smells polished and put together. So I really like that. Make sure to give it a try, don't sleep on that one. It is available in the shop. And the one from Lattafa that is getting compared to Guidance, but I feel they're still pretty different, is Noble Blush, that I wanted to mention today's video. It's my mom's signature scent and I compliment her every time she wears this beautiful fragrance. It smells like rose milk dessert with almond, with sandalwood. If you like more flirty, playful, powdery perfumes, you'll be obsessed with this one. And finally, last but not least, fragrance that is getting compared to Guidance and I ranked pretty highly in my video in which I discussed Lattafa's fragrances is Peace and Love that I blind bought. And in my opinion, it has that signature scent potential and it is pretty different from Guidance. So if you like fragrances in this style but you want something different, I would highly recommend you this beautiful perfume that is powdery with sandalwood, vanilla, rose accord. It reminds me of Guidance, but it is also similar to some other gorgeous fragrances, being its own thing that projects well, that people compliment me on. I find that this is such a beautiful fragrance for those who like Guidance energy and would like something similar to that. Overall, I hope this video was helpful for you. Let me know what's your favorite Guidance-like fragrance, and if you're a fan of this perfume or it is overhyped in your opinion. Keep on your mind that I've already created a couple of other videos in this style, and I would really like you to comment down below which next super hyped up fragrance I should review for you and share alternatives for. That would be super helpful. I have a few on my mind, but of course that would be very helpful if you could share your interest. And if this video was fun, then please give it a huge thumbs up. It would really help it to get out there. Feel free to subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. Feel free to shop perfumes with my discounts. Check out the description box and follow me on my social media. Stay tuned, smell good, and we'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.